apply optimized settings, start video. Hey, look, we're live. I'm going to full screen myself so I can say, hey there, YouTubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with Greg and your host, Maxwell Star. Tonight, we're going to take a look at Wales All Day, the collaboration brew between Trailway Brewing of Fredericton, New Brunswick, and Blood Brothers Brewing of Toronto, Ontario. Woohoo.
What the fuck is my can small? What the hell's that?
Ooh.
What do you mean your cans?
Yeah, we got cans.
I think... Well, what size are your cans? This is a
the Ontario cans are small.
That's horseshit.
Oh, weird. You guys got like really tiny Blood Brothers cans. Well, these ones came from Trailway, so maybe that's why they sold out so quick, because they sold in big-ass cans like this. Anyway.
Our province sucks.
Big booty bit. All right, so let's go back to the... who do we have with us tonight? Let's start off with the Fuzz. Hi, Fuzz.
Big ass booty bitches.
He's still singing big booty bitches.
Big booty bitches. Hey, how's it going? I'm your big booty bitches.
How are you doing tonight?
Busy. I had a busy day. I have a busy night. I'm going to drink some of these beers, and then I'm going to go to bed.
Ooh.
All right, sounds like a busy
Someone's going to be banging the wife tonight.
Ooh.
The wife is very sick.
No.
Well, she is the one to bang you. Oh.
I think Greg's implying that you have something for her to swallow that might make it better.
Oh my God.
Jesus, Nick. Wow.
No.
Wow.
No. All right. Let's move on to Mr. Ashley Sexton. Sexton Brewing Co.
Hey,
How you doing tonight, Ashley?
Hey, man, I'm hoping you're having a good one. So, cheers to that.
Moving right along. All right. So, Lee. Hi, Lee. Lee of
Hi.
Untitled Vibe. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine, I guess.
I see your biggest fan.
Okay on the outside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a big fan.
Adapting
At least you get your fans
to
behind you.
getting a job. Are you seeing up Facebook Perloffs?
I gotta get a new fan because this one now, whenever I turn it off to start it up, I gotta fucking rotate it like a fucking airplane first to get it going.
This one, yeah, they're starting to die. And I take it that's your only fans right now, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh, I see what you did there, Nick.
Yeah, I saw what you did there too. It was terrible. And
all right,
not gonna acknowledge it.
Lady Lee, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. Alrighty, so let's go over to Greg, who's tainted us all with his presence.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Oh God, fuck off! You changed your profile picture on this too. Holy
like my profile picture, I'm sexy. Hey, don't get your kids vaccinated. Okay, that's enough.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Alrighty, how you doing? Otherwise, Greg, how you doing today? Even though
I'm doing well, Nick. I don't think I'm as
don't
good
get put in YouTube jail too, right?
No. I only put a meme up, so I have not been YouTube jailed. But yeah, otherwise it's a little chilly outside, and Arnold just farted, so I've got like a hot and cold combination going on here.
Great combo.
You're a lucky man, Greg.
So there's that. And
he's worried about you getting cold because of the below seasonal weather here, so he's farting on you for health.
Yeah, that and I gave him 2 sausages tonight, so I basically made my own bed.
Hopefully he doesn't shit on it.
Well, hopefully not, but the night's young.
All right. Speaking of the night being young, let's go over to Redbeard, who's got Dick's sausage over his shoulder.
Maybe. It's good times.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad.
Good
little de-stress thanks to today's events, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so I'm going to full screen myself here as soon as I find my mouse. There we go. Hi. All right, so let's read. Hi. Let's read the history for tonight. So we've already talked about Trailway, I think, once or twice already on this channel, so I'm not going to go into them, because this is the first time we've looked at Blood Brothers on this channel. So Blood Brothers was founded in Toronto, Ontario by brothers Braden and Dustin Jones, originally from Amherstburg, Ontario, which is near Windsor. That's why I was kind of surprised that Ewart's not here. They grew up sons of successful apparel shop owners in their hometown, which naturally they grew up working in. After college, they formed a rock and roll band called Songs from a Room in 2007 and relocated to Toronto. After several years of the venture proved unsustainable, they eked out a living as construction contractors. One fateful trip they took, however, to Portland, Oregon would change their lives forever, catching a glimpse of the buzzing West Coast beer culture. On return home, they bought a home brewing kit and bodged together a couple of recipes, got really drunk, and decided that maybe they needed to improve the quality of the recipes. Over time, they and a lot of googling, they perfected their brewing process. In the home brewing, grew in quality and quickly outgrew their home. At their suggestion of Dustin's wife, they suggested that they find a hobby spot for this excessive amount of beer. They decided to find a location to brew their beer and a spot to legally sell it. As such, Blood Brothers opened for business on October 2nd, 2015, brewing out of a former auto body shop, the same day that Braden's daughter was born. They needed an identity, however. Thankfully, one of their friends was into graphics design, and with their Illuminati-esque designs that grace the brewery and brewers today. Another concept was to keep the brewery small and beer as fresh as possible, brewing new beers frequently for quick turnover in order to avoid the 3, 4, 5-month-old IPA problems typical of the provincial LCBO distribution network. And I'm not kidding, that was actually one thing they cited in an interview. As such, they have a ton of beers that are tweaked and changed over time, including brews like Unify or Die, which is a spice stout made with coffee, cinnamon, and vanilla. They have their Shumi IPA. Excuse me, Ashley, if I'm pronouncing these wrong. They have their Balam, which is a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout with coffee and vanilla, which sounds amazing. There's Everything Goes Away, a triple IPA, which the latest version was hopped with Strata, Cashmere, and Galaxy hops. They have Bloodvar, which is their version of a Budvar or Czechvar kind of Pilsner. White Lies, which is a sour aged in Sauvignon Blanc barrels. And there's also Blood Light, which is their pale ale, which is kind of obviously a play on Bud Light. Except for it's probably better. Most likely it's better. So, let's go to tonight's beer. So this is Wales All Day, which is an 8.5% Imperial IPA brewed with experimental hop HBC 630, as well as Citra and a little bit of Sabro hops. Released in mid-March 2021 and sold only through either the Blood Brothers or Trailway's retail and online shops. The IBUs was not mentioned by either brewery from what I could see. HBC, so for those who don't know, is an experimental hop originating from the Yakima Valley in Washington State, and is said to evoke flavors of... Do I really want to give tasting notes? Does anybody want to know?
No, because I'm pulling some weird shit from this one.
All right, I will leave it alone, and I will talk about HBC 630 at the end. All right, so let's go to... I'm going to start off the top here. It's for simplicity's sake, so I know where I'm going. Clicking on. Let's go over to Ashley, who's going to upstage us all.
So I'm just... history.
Well, what's your history with Trailway or Blood Brothers, or even this beer? I don't imagine a lot of people have a history with this one.
So, with Trailway, just, the few that I've had at the bottle share via you, or I think, that's it. Any Trailway I've had has come via you. Blood Brothers is one of the breweries that I like to order from on I wouldn't say a regular basis, because, they have a typically a higher price point here, but it's more than worth it, I find. Really solid beers. All of their styles that they do very well. Wales All Day, I bought this one as a 4-pack when it first came out. So, and I drank 3 of the 4 cans within, 3 weeks of getting it. We've probably had this for about 6 weeks or so. Can't remember. Whatever fucking month we're even in.
Yeah, well, we've been holding on
in
to it for a
April.
while.
It's only been a month.
Yeah,
April.
It's dated. My can's dated 3/10/21. So
yeah, same here. So
Yep. Yeah, so I probably got my Reddit around the same time. So But yeah, I'll say that this beer has changed from when I first had it to how it is now. That's what I'll say. Yeah, that's my history.
Hey,
All right.
Ashley.
All right, so yeah, that's great. F off. All right, so let's go over to Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if I have a history of any of the other beers from these breweries. I've never had this, of course, before. It was gifted to me via mail by both Nick and I assume Gregory again. Yes. So thank you, gentlemen.
The can I sent you came from Trailway in Fredericton.
I had nothing to do with it. It does not carry my seed.
Oh, okay. Well, then fuck you, Greg. But yeah, I don't know if, like, I'm assuming maybe at some point in that debauched, like, 24 hours of madness and drinking at the Albino Rhino Beer Fest, and maybe I had something from one of these breweries. Possibility there, because I think pretty much every beer from fucking Ontario at that point, like, went through that basement at one moment or another. But
I don't think either brewery existed when you were in Chad's the first Albino Rhino Beer Fest. So
well then, fuck you. Just throw my theory out the fucking door. I don't know.
Illusion shattered.
I'm pretty sure I sent you Huge on Hops and a couple other Trailways before, though.
Oh sure, maybe.
They're just
sounds like something that would happen.
100% plausible.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go over to Haley. What's your history?
Hello.
Do you have a history with either one?
My history is that this is the first beer mail that I've ever gotten. So there's my history.
Nice. All right.
Greg got my virginity.
Greg,
I was gonna say that's one virginity I got at least.
I'd be more worried about Greg having your address, to be honest.
Well, I don't know how much longer it's going to be my address.
Oh,
so.
You know what? That's true. That's true.
He's not
Who
gonna
wants
be
to come
someone-
over?
No
Cody
longer,
was
no
still
longer,
here.
Somebody who lives there is gonna get some weird shit from me.
yeah, no longer is it dick pics, but dick molds.
Dick man.
Oh,
Ew. Plaster cast.
Oh, I thought you were just going to scrape the mold off his dick. And
Are you going to call something like that?
Ooh, right.
Do you call something like that junk mail?
oh!
But
No, more like snail mail.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Alrighty, all right. Oh, you don't burn Greg too hard. He's next.
That would be some kind of record for the number of horrible jokes told in quick succession right there. That was fucking gold.
That's what we bring to you, the viewer.
There's what our viewers are thinking right now. Just what Arnold's doing, right? All right, Greg. You probably have the most expensive.
It's not happening right now, so I won't go too much into my history other than say I've had about 3 or 4 Trailway beers, all courtesy of Nick. Okay, you calm down. And Blood Brothers, I've had plenty of shit. And just to piggyback on Ashley Sexton, they are a bit pricey to order, and almost all their beers will only come in 4-packs, which I find rather annoying. Like, they won't just sell you the regular beers. It's like you got to spend the $20 4-pack. But yeah, I've had quite a few Blood Brothers beers. I find their core stuff to be really good. Like their, I think it's called Show Me. I think that's how they pronounce it. Their IPA, and it's super solid, especially if you get it on tap. Their core stuff is really good, but I don't know. I haven't tried too much of their experimental stuff for really the same reason Ashley is. It's too pricey, or you have to buy too much of it. No one's paying attention to me. They're paying attention to Arnold biting me, aren't they?
Yep.
No, I heard you.
Did you make some sort of joke about Ashley being too expensive or something? No,
about them being too expensive. Ashley is perfectly the right price.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And
Pay for quality.
not all of their beers have to be purchased in 4-packs. I actually have a cart right now and have like 4 different bottles where it's just a single bottle.
Greg, have you ever legitimately tried like just holding him and not letting him move for like 15 minutes or so?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
bulldog. He will get up and be just as crazy. Unfortunately,
Yeah? Okay.
normal dog life doesn't seem to work with bulldogs.
I just feel like I would not want my face anywhere that close to that dog's ass. I'm just
You
I make
did
him a
some
tombstone.
gas coming out of there, so yeah.
Yeah, well, luckily it's pointed that way. But yeah, he's getting locked up now.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it's Greg, I guess. Whoever we're moving on to.
All right, so who's next? We've got Mr. Rougebeard.
Oh, hi. I've had probably roughly the same number of Trailway beers and Blood Brothers beers. Nick has sent me a fair number of Trailway beers and bottle share and stuff. And then a buddy of mine was down at Blood Brothers a couple of years ago and posted on Facebook that he was there. So I messaged him through Messenger saying, grab me some beer while you're there. He's like, send me some money. I was like, okay. He transferred him like $100. And he bought me a bunch of beer. And it was all pretty damn good. This is pretty... Anybody else have some reasonable, weird looking... Like, it's almost green colored, the chunks on the bottom of this thing. It's kind of creepy looking, but overall, I'm not hating this.
I got exactly one chunk I see down there that looks like, sometimes when you look, it looks like, when you look into, like, sometimes you look into an egg yolk and you see a little speck of something and your mind's kind of like, is that the start of the fetus? Is that what that is down there? And it never really got past that stage. Like,
It's a little chicken eyeball.
yeah,
Mine kind of looks like something you'd find in a mold research petri dish or something. I'm not sure. It's fucking creepy looking, but
it's no sparkle puff, that's for sure.
That's just a chunk of yeast, man. Don't worry about it.
so I'm assuming it's fine. Usually it doesn't have a green tinge to it. Maybe just the beers sorted off the light or something. I don't know, but
It's good for you. It'll make you grow.
yeah. Overall, I want to say I've enjoyed more Trailway beers more than I've enjoyed the overall level of Blood Brothers beers I've had.
Really?
Yeah, in my personal opinion, I had a bunch of different styles from Blood Brothers when I got them sent to me, and a few of them were kind of more along the yeasty styles and stuff, or like the a couple wild ales or something like that just didn't really work for me. Whereas,
sure,
I want to say almost every Trailway beer I've had has been either some kind of awesome IPA or some really tasty stout. So, yeah, but.
I do want to try beans, although I'm pretty sure I have already. I just can't remember.
Yeah, I brought your well and piss up.
Beans are good.
Anyways.
There's a musical fruit.
All right. It's true. All right, let's
On to Scott.
Let's move over to the Fuzzman. Fuzzy, what's your history? I know you have more of a history with Trailway and probably nothing with Blood Brothers.
Yeah. I've had a number of Trailway beers. Some of them good, some of them bad. A lot of, if you ever seen the channel before, more slanted to IPAs, more poisony beers. But Trailway, I think that's their MO. For Blood Brothers, this would be my first Blood Brother. Excited to see what the collaboration is. Trailway's not that far from us. I'm actually going to Fredericton tomorrow.
Ooh.
No, I'm not stopping for beer.
Damn it.
I don't have enough time.
Oh.
That's why Nick had you on the show.
What kind of friend are you?
What kind of friend am I? One that likes to stay employed.
Who needs employment?
It's a good friend.
And my current employer is a very non-alcoholic employer.
Well, you don't have to drink the beer while you're there. You just go in.
No, but I'll be on company time going in to buy beer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Here's Nick. Way to get your friend fired.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help.
Anyway, we'll go to Trailway there later.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're heading up that way at some point. We were definitely going to Trailway. It's like the one brewery in Fredericton. We're going to brewery hopping in Fredericton. That's the one brewery I won't miss. All right, Nick has spoken. All right, speaking of speaking, me, Trailway. Obviously, I have an extensive history with Trailway. I've had dozens of different beers from these guys. Blood Brothers is the one I don't have a lot of experience with, and actually that's one reason when I heard the collaboration between Trailway and Blood Brothers, I got really freaking excited because I heard really good things about Blood Brothers, and I don't get to try much of their stuff because it's like the one Toronto brewery that Greg never visits. He never sends me anything from. Meanwhile, GLB is right like less than 5 kilometers from his place, so I get like try almost as many Great Lakes brewing beers as I get to try Trailways.
Ironically, Blood Brothers is like 2 kilometers from my work, so I just don't go there.
It's only 2 kilometers from your work.
Yeah, Greg, what's your excuse?
Anyway, I mean, maybe it's like 5 kilometers.
So-
it's not very.
The only Blood Brothers I can kind of remember having, and I can't remember the name of it, I have to look it up, is a beer that it was like, I'm trying to remember what it even was, but it was at the Well and Piss Up. I had something from them. It was like some...
That was my beer.
It was a big one. I forget. Do you remember what it was?
You should see the videos of that review, man. It was bad.
There's a bunch of videos from that night that I don't even want to post because it was terrible.
But that beer was good. It was a tequila barrel.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
tequila barrel sour of some sort. Really interesting beer. It was pretty tasty from what I remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know where the pictures from that night are, so I can't find them right now. I'll if I find them during the review, I will say something. Obviously, it was looking at the pictures of the night. I was taking it with my phone. I gotta look through it's probably on my phone somewhere. But that's neither here nor there. Let's actually go down and read some comments. Any volunteers to read, or
I can get to them.
all right?
All right, so first we have Jamie, basically beer reviews, on here saying, "Hi, Greg," and then we have Raining on Your Parade saying, "Yo, drinking the new Goose Island Tropical Beer Hug, 9.9% double IPA, 19.2 ounce can for $2.39." Jesus Christ, that's I seen I seen Paul PA Brew News review this just recently on his channel with his buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we got Dan, Western Canadian reviewer, saying, "I'm having a Kilter and Cabin Brewing collaboration since there are no whales in Alberta." Yeah.
Wow.
Raining on Your Parade says, "What's the ABV on whales all day?" And then Redbeard answered 8.5%. And then we have Beer and a Bozo saying, "Esters and long chain sugars, yum." And then he asked if there's any like Brettanomyces in this, and no, it's not a Belgian thingy.
Right, Brett beers are not something I'm a fan of generally. Brettanomyces is
Brettanomyces?
Brett.
I'm not sure what he means by long chain. Actually, what does long chain sugars mean?
It's the fermentable, the fermentable sugars versus the non-fermentable sugars. Chain, short chain.
Mm-hmm.
Long chain is non-fermentable. I'd assume if it's still in the beer when you drink it.
That's why I didn't go to school for it.
It's the stuff you're seeing floating on your
The
beer.
fermentable ones you wouldn't that wouldn't still be in your beer generally when you're drinking it because
Those are the ones that
yeah. So it would be the long ones would be the non-fermentable ones. I'd assume.
I honestly can't remember.
Polysaccharides, long
Something like
chains.
that. It's one or the other.
He was asking if I was referring to Brett when I said wild beers.
Oh,
I can't remember. Again, it was
okay.
the Blood Brothers. I assume one or two of them might have had some Brett in them. I can't freaking remember.
Probably. This is Blood Brothers does a lot of experimentation.
I had a bunch of different weird beers from them in that package that my buddy gave me.
Did we
I
need
had a can
to?
of Blood Light. It was yummy.
Blood Light.
Do we need to show a Jamie clip or?
I
Is that
think
just at the
that's
end?
going to be at the end.
No.
Ooh,
Okay.
I gotta figure it out.
oh, he only gave a review. He didn't give anything else. Okay.
Yeah. As far as I know,
It-
anyway.
Okay.
Jamie's
Just
too
making
cool
sure.
for multiple videos.
Jamie, you
that'll be a
fucked up.
case where I gotta share the screen at the end. So
How long has he been watching this shit and he doesn't know how it works?
yeah, Jamie.
He's raising his eyebrow. Gotta watch
No,
out now.
I'm gonna get him canceled, man. One of these days.
The loopholes eyebrow.
Don't wind and jump in Facebook jail over it first, though.
No, one of these days, Jamie, you're going to slip up, and I'm going to get you.
Yeah, you're going to shed some of your vaccine on us, and we're all going to be in trouble.
I can't. You know what? I gotta
You need
say,
to do it in 14 days. It takes to shed the vaccine.
I can't find the picture on my phone of the Blood Brothers beer that we had at the Well and Piss Up, but I did find a picture of Dead Beard.
Oh, that's a good photo.
Good times.
Well,
I love the fact that the bottle opener is sitting on the floor like a murder weapon. It's just
that's just a photograph, right? Because it looks like the way it looks on the screen that you're presenting. It looks like it's like an animated cell from a cartoon.
Sort of does.
Yeah, I was like, wow, someone did like an artist rendering of Redbeard lying on the floor in pain. Someone was that dedicated. I'm like, I want to meet this person.
That picture, I'm pretty sure, had nothing to do with the whole rib incident. That was like when I fell and hit my rib, I was like down and right back up again. I wasn't like laying on the ground.
I'm pretty sure that was like when we were like friggin' stinking drunk at the end of the night.
Possibly.
End of the night, you mean like all fucking day?
Yeah, end of the night. I was like thinking, what? That night came quick, didn't it? Holy fuck!
I think I think Redbeard posed for this picture. I don't think this is an action shot. I think this is a pose.
I felt like Peach
Staged.
today, so.
He's very performative. Redbeard is
I try.
very, very phony.
Animated.
That's uncalled for.
Animated.
Like from what I remember, when Redbeard broke his rib, I don't think he actually knew he broke his rib till like a while later when he started
How's
feeling
everyone
it.
enjoying the beer so far?
At first, he was like,
I made a comment, like I think it was maybe a half an hour later or something like that, where I was like, I think I really hurt my rib or something like that. But yeah,
Jamie says, Blood Brothers Narco Satanicos, Tequila Farmhouse Ale with Citrus. I guess these are all their wild beers, perhaps. And Beer and Bozo said Red needs to mercy his glassware.
He corrected it. Merch.
Merch is glassware. Oh, yeah, okay.
I would love to at some point. Thank you.
that was incredibly different context.
He needs to.
He meant like mercy kill it or something.
I think that's what it was. The Abattoir, the dry hop barrel aged farmhouse ale with tequila barrel.
Sounds familiar. There's a video of it.
I'm pretty sure it was Abattoir.
Is it Abattoir or Abattoir?
I think it's Abattoir.
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 Just getting fancy here.
Abattoir.
The Slaughterhouse.
Avatar by famous visionary James Cameron.
Yeah, it's Avatar. It's a bunch of blue fucking Thundercat Smurf thingies running around.
Hit director of the
Thundercat Smurf.
DiCaprio.
I mean, it's what they are, right? I mean, come on.
No, but it's great.
Totally what they are. Fucking James Cameron's just fucking hack.
Apparently, they're in
Smurfs.
talks to do a live action Thundercats movie right now.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Is there that many people who actually like the Thundercats?
You know what? They actually did a reboot of the show in cartoon form that they canceled after one season, but it was a fucking fantastic reboot of the show.
Oh, don't tell you or he'll be so upset.
I wasn't a huge fan when I was a kid, but like there was a reboot. I'm like, I'll watch it and see if like what it's like, and it was really good.
I always thought it was.
I thought
it was always a lame fucking knockoff of He-Man, and He-Man was lame as fuck in the begin with.
They were all kind of. I love Thundercats, but I was a dumb kid. I never didn't know when it was on.
I like He-Man when I was a kid.
All right, so yeah,
There's nothing.
we're being told that we need to focus here. Is anybody ready to give their thoughts?
I'll give my thoughts on it.
On us.
All right,
I'm good.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
All right. So this has a special hop of some sort. I cheated and decided to look up and see what the fuck it's supposed to be because I'm not. Apparently, Ashley's pulling something a little different from this. I'm not pulling much different at all. It drinks very smooth for a double IPA. The flavors are not too on the tropical side, where I'm like, they're much more. It's much more on the tangerine kind of side, much more orange juice with maybe a little splash of grapefruit in there or some shit like that, kind of maybe a little bit of coconut or something. But they're supposed apparently that HBC shopping channel or whatever the fuck hop that's supposed to be special in this is supposed to impart cherry flavors or something like that. I don't get any of that.
Yes.
Oh, so he's getting it. Okay.
Sorry.
All right, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not getting any of that. I'm just basically getting the orange juice with somebody spilled some of their grapefruit juice into it for me. It's not particularly bitter for a double IPA. You don't taste the alcohol. Drink's far too smooth for a double IPA, I think, in some ways, like dangerously smooth. So style-wise, I'm going to throw about a 7 at it because I kind of want this to warn me a little bit more that it's serious business, and at 8.5%, it is serious business, and it's like, no, you can have 5 of these, pal. I'm like, no, fuck off. As far as my personal enjoyment, like I said, even though, it kind of bumps up against the modern kind of IPAs with the fruit, the more tropical fruity flavors and the New England bullshit and all that crap. This is more on the sort of orange tangerine side. I like that. I'm going to give it a 7.
And was that? I'm assuming that's your overall enjoyment. What about style?
Did I say?
You said 7 for both.
7.
7, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lee. All right, let's move
Welcome.
over to Ashry.
Ashry.
So,
Damn it.
okay, I'll go through the aroma. For me, I picked up a little bit more melon, like a same type of like orangey type of notes that Leaf got. The rest of it for me was just sort of rounded up with some like sort of melon, some generic sweetness. For me, it wasn't more on the acidic side of the fruit spectrum, more on the tropical sweet side. Now, when I sip it, yeah, you get that sort of like weedy type of dankness to it. In the mid palate, I get like a pop of cherry cordial, and I didn't get that the first time around, but like for the first few cans when it was fresh. But I definitely pick it up now. It's like, and I picked it up from the first sip I had from this can, and I was like, that's why I was like, there's fun. This beer has changed for me. So I definitely get that little pop of cherry right in the middle. Then it sort of finishes off. I get a little bit more of that like spaciousness, a little bit more florally type of like funky, weedy type of finish to it, which is pretty interesting. It's definitely a little bit on the softer, like New England side of things. Like it's not heavily bittered or anything like that. I did find that the first cans were a little bit more. They gave me a little bit of heartburn with the aggressive dry hopping, but I mean, body's great on this one. It's it's a thicker medium body to it, low carbonation. It's a tasty beer. I like my double IPAs like just to have a little bit more of a bittery punch, like a little bit more West Coast-ish. And my kids are like losing their mind above us, but that's okay.
All good.
So again, the New England double is sort of not what I'm going for. I like more of a West Coast type of double IPA, but this one's still really good for me. I really like the complexity of the hop. It gave us a little bit a lot of different notes to it. So I'll give it an 8.5 for style, and for personal preference, I'll give it a solid 8.
I will say now that I'm drawing on it a little bit and it's warmed up quite a bit in the glass, I am smelling the cherry down there a little bit. I'm still not tasting it, but I am smelling it now.
All right.
I can go next.
Thank you for that. All right, let's pop over to the Fuzzman. Fuzz, what do you think?
So I do see what Lee was saying on the little light grapefruit, a lot of, I'd say a sour orange juice, more of a sour orange juice. I'm not a big grapefruit fan, but I was very surprised that it was an 8.5 until Lee mentioned it. I didn't look at the can. And I agree. If you didn't give me the can, you gave me just a drink of this, I'll be like, yeah, I'll have a few of these. And then you get crunked, like totally crunked. So I didn't know it was a double IPA. It doesn't taste like a double IPA. I would say it tastes like a regular IPA. So it hides one IPA-ness of it. So I could drink a few. I could drink like a 4-pack and get pretty inebriated. It is smooth. It is cloudy, very cloudy. Some people said that they saw some chunks at the bottom of theirs. I don't see any chunks in the bottom of mine, but that's fine. I mean, everyone eats their own. Less bitter aftertaste than I was expecting from a double IPA. I would drink again. So I'm giving because it's a double IPA at 8.5%. I don't feel like it's in that. I don't feel like it's the style is quite right. I mean, it hides it really well. So I'm going to give it a style point for 7. I might be a little low. But for my personal preference, I'll take it an 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I am really enjoying this double IPA.
Nice.
I'm really surprised. I'm not sure if they have it regular here in New Brunswick, but I like the tall cans. Haha, you Ontario people.
Yeah, it's like a one.
Yeah.
It's a one-off, so I'm pretty sure this is. Well, this might be the only time they make it. So
Blue Urns. They should make a little bit more of these. I could really buy a 4 or 6 pack and go up to the camp and enjoy myself over a bonfire.
well,
That's how I rate all my beers. Can I drink it in a bonfire at my camp?
Will it camp?
In a bonfire.
Yeah, I have to stand inside of it because
Well then, that's
The only
extreme
way.
bonfire.
It is pretty cold out right
Extreme
now.
bonfiring. Well, it
But
can't.
yeah, so can I drink it at a bonfire at my camp? And this one, totally, a 4 or 6 pack of this, it would go down smooth. I could just watch the fire all day or all night, I should say.
By the end of the 6-pack, you'll fall into the fire, and the alcohol will just make your body burn that much better.
But the water's right there. Just a couple rolls. Nick's been to the camp. A couple rolls down the hill, and you're in the splash.
I haven't been to your camp in like 10 years. You know that.
At that point, Nick will pee on you.
That's my thoughts.
All right. Thanks you for that, Scott. I'm actually quite surprised. Wow, 8.5.
Yeah, I am really enjoying this beer.
Nice.
I would almost think I'd go in to the liquor store and just get like 4 or 6 of them and just save them for going up to the camp.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm maybe they might make more because this is a little bit of an unknown fact about it is that they actually Trailway sold out of this beer in like a couple of days. Like they like a shipment arrived in St. John at the Pickering's General Store, and I went in the next day to find some, and it had already been sold out. They only got like 4 cases of it or something. So I ordered it off the website, and it was sold out the day after I ordered it all off the website. So I was just like, I'm very lucky to even get a chance to try this damn thing. So it's just like, wow. Given the success, I hope they make more.
I would think it's not available anymore here.
Yeah, it's definitely not available here anymore.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
But be happy Sasha's so well behaved. She's not like Arnold, who's now locked up in prison.
Locked up in apartment jail.
Yeah, he's in condo jail. Etobicoke condo jail.
All right.
Oreo's been here next to me the entire time. So.
All right. So,
yes, but we don't see him, so he doesn't exist.
let's go.
She's just snuggling me.
Let's take a look at Sasha while we're at it. Here, we'll go over to Lady Lee. And
There we
There we
go.
go. There you go.
Aw.
Yes,
There we
let's let
go.
Lady Lee's crotch do the review.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Greg.
Oh yeah, Nick, that's the worst thing said all evening, right?
True.
Um,
Yeah. True. Anyway.
So, it is a really okay. The first thing I found right away was that it was a very like smooth drinking beer. Like I had my first sip, and it did not kind of give you that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It gave you that kind of like really smooth mouthfeel. Like it just went down really easy. I definitely agree. I forgot it was a double IPA, and I knew that the percentage was pretty high, and I just kept forgetting because it just goes down really smooth, and it doesn't taste strong either. Like I would have never guessed it was that percentage. I don't have much to add on. I get more like a grapefruit taste versus like an orange taste. But it's still that citrusy, like no matter what, like it's still got that citrusy taste to it. And there's like another taste that I can't figure out. It tastes like a little bit tropical, but not like dominant. Like it just has like a tease of something tropical, but I can't figure it out. I can't I can't figure out what kind of taste I'm getting out of it. It is really tasty though. I do enjoy it. For style wise, I think I would give it a 7.5. Just because like the same argument that was made, like when you say it's a double IPA and you think it's an IPA, like that's probably the only thing that would take it away. And then for personal preference, yeah, I'd probably be up there too. Yeah, I'd probably say around 8.5. It is really tasty. It is really smooth. Scott was saying it's kind of thing that you can drink around a campfire. I could totally see that, and I could totally see like drinking way too many and then regretting it the next day. So, yeah, definitely enjoying it. I pretty much just repeated everything that everybody else said. So
that's what Greg does. It works for him.
Yep.
All right.
I've never drank a beer before.
Never drank a beer in my life.
Oh.
And you're a virgin too, right, Greg?
Yes, I am.
That's why I
Virgin, even his nose has been fingered.
Both front and back. Oh, yes.
Does a red beer want to go now?
I wouldn't mind.
All right, let's go.
I really like this, and I'm going completely on the other side of the fence with the argument as far as I find if a double IPA or an imperial stout hides the ABV really well, that gives it more points in my opinion because it's just easier to drink, and if it masks it, it just goes down nicer. I don't want to have an alcohol burn when I'm drinking an IPA. So I think this is fantastic. It's juiciness. I agree with Lee with the orange juice. Got kind of a Five Alive thing going on. Really citrusy.
Yeah, I get it.
Kind of the aroma. The aroma's got a little bit kind of a weedy thing going on for me, which I like too. I think it's fantastic. Like, and if you have a friend who's giving you this in a glass and not telling you the ABV and like kind of laughing at you as you're getting hammered off these beers, that is not a friend. That's an asshole. So like that whole point that was made. If someone's doing that to you, then like, no, that's not a friend. That's horrible. You're having a nice night together. You want to get drunk at a reasonable pace, and all of a sudden you're fucking hammered, and it's only like 10 p.m. And yeah, fuck that. But
you're adding things to my
drinking, like
you're adding things to my story.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm personally really disappointed that in Ontario we only got this in a fucking small can, because like I could easily have 2 tall boys of this in an evening and still be able to have, if I wanted to have another one I could, but I'd still be able to have like a couple other regular ABV beers, you know what I mean? And I'm going 9s across the board for this. I love it.
Nice.
Great.
All right.
Hey, Kara, remember that time I invited you over for some Bring Out Your Dead lagers?
That was great. And also I switched it around pretty good at the end there, and chunkiness, not any kind of an issue at all. So it's just one of those things. Like I've accepted it for a long time in beers I've had. It is the kind of thing that would turn some people right off, though. So.
Yeah, I can see it turning people off. It doesn't bug me. I just found it goes with the territory when you get an unfiltered beer, and it's been like that for years. Like, deal with it. You drink a Belgian beer, it's gonna have chunks in it too, right?
Only ever had one beer where I actually felt the chunks on my tongue. That was from good old New Ontario, and that almost instantly came right back up. That was horrible. Anyway.
All right, so let's finish off the night. Speaking of the horrible, let's go finish off the night with Greg.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, Greg. How you doing? And he's already drinking the next beer.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with having a small can and this many people. Like, you guys take too long, and I drink my beer too quickly.
No, not my fault. You're always too early.
Well, this is for you to know and Lady Lee to find out. But anyways, Nick, on topic. I have another one I could drink that, but instead I'm drinking this. Well, basically, I was actually gonna not be so kind to this beer until actually Manly told me that it was 8.5% because I didn't bother to read the can. I actually thought it was a 6% beer. I was like, nothing special. Then I'm like, oh, this is a double IPA, especially a double New England IPA, which are usually chunky enough that you can chew them. And this one, very smooth. And I'm actually going to agree with Redbeard on this one. High marks for me because it tricked me. It tricked me into thinking it wasn't a double IPA. I thought it was a single. So right there, that's for style. That's for double New England IPA style. I'm being very specific about this because I'm not the biggest New England IPA fan, but it is a 9 for the style because I find it's not a style I love, and when you double it, it's a style I usually don't love even more, if that makes sense. Yes. So it is 9. It's very high up there. It might actually be the best New England style double IPA I've ever had. I'm not sure about that. Personal preference, it's I don't get any of that cherry shit. I don't pretend to have the keen senses of Mr. Ashley Sexton, but I don't get any of that cherry shit. To me, it's grapefruit and a lot of grapefruit pith, which is not my favorite thing in an IPA. But that's pretty much all I get from this beer. So maybe I'm just overly sensitive to it. I don't know, but that's pretty much all I'm getting from it. So it's still a good beer. Again, I wouldn't be so kind to it if it was a double IPA. If it was a single IPA. But as a double IPA, it is I'm going to give it a 7, which for me is a good beer. I just don't love it. It's just too much of grapefruit, and I don't love grapefruit. I don't love grapefruit pith. And I don't taste any of this bullshit cherry stuff they're talking about. But again, it's there. I just don't sense it. My senses sucks.
Random thought: if you have more of those and you don't want them, and you have a beer mail come my way, you could.
All right. All right.
Look at Garrett wheeling and dealing. Jesus.
What did you say for overall there, Greg? Was it 7?
I give it a 7, which I know I'm probably on the low side of this, but that's where I feel it's at. It's good, but not better than good.
7s all around.
See, he knows what he's talking
So
about.
are we gonna have the vote with and without Greg again?
I don't think I'm that far off the group.
9 for the style, Nick.
Yeah, I give it a 9 for style, 7 for personal enjoyment, which I don't feel I'm that far out of the range today.
I don't scored it low.
No, I don't think so either. I think.
Anyway.
Nick, give her.
All right, it is my turn. Let me bring up my tasting notes that I've been jotting down so that I can remember what I'm thinking while everybody is blabbing on about tasting notes. So when I first cracked it open, it had aromas of like orange and grape, and crisp red apple. The crisp red apple might be the cherry and the melon, but I didn't really get a lot of cherry specifically from this. Flavors are this thing is super complex when you really dig into it. I had flavors of passion fruit, cantaloupe, melon, crisp, pithy bitterness. It almost reminds me like Brettanomyces, and I actually wrote that down before people started talking about Brett in the chat. Again, flavors like stone fruits, like apricot, and sultanas, like green raisins, as well as hints of coconut from the Sabro hops there. I find that this thing finishes actually fairly dry, but with a little bit of a sudsy kind of mouthfeel. And a lingering resin. Like even right now, as this was warmed up, and I got very little in the glass, I'm getting this like almost like hop burn kind of resin. It's not like oniony or anything. It's just a little numbing, if that makes any sense at all.
No.
I will say, this is a fucking double IPA. I'm like, that drink's so smooth and so incredibly dangerous. Like that if nobody told me that was 8.5, I wouldn't know. That, like, usually double IPAs, when they're New England style, like double IPAs, they have this almost like sweeter, heavier kind of taste, where you know that you're dealing with a heavier beer. In this situation here, this is almost unmistakable for any other ordinary New England style IPA, other than, of course, being the tons of flavor notes here that you almost have to dig into. It's almost like, on closer inspection, I'm getting all this shit, rather than just grapefruit. All right, so for me, the style, just because of that smoothness and that easy, like, deceptively drinking double IPA low, I'm going to give it 8.5 for the style. My personal overall enjoyment, I'm going to give it an 8. Because I like it, but it's not, like, wowing me either in the flavor department, so it's just like, I mean, it is, anyway. I feel my gut feeling is 8. Whatever. All right, and I believe we have a virtual presence here as well. We need to make sure that everybody who sends me a stupid video gets included, and I'm hoping sound works here. Otherwise, we're going to integrate like another sound bite. So.
Do you have, Lee,
have
do you
your
have a
soundboard
soundboard
ready?
ready? You have a soundboard ready.
No, I don't. Unfortunately,
Damn it.
I didn't realize.
Gotta be prepared. Gotta be prepared.
Where is... Okay, I'm trying to share my screen here. Okay, there we go. Can I full screen this? Apparently not. All right, so let's hope the sound works. Let me know if you hear anything.
Yep.
Hi, Nick.
Wait.
Thanks for having me on your review of Wales All Day from Trailway and Blood Brothers. It's a
Turn it up.
fruit cup beer. It's like that juice in the bottom of the
Oh,
fruit cup.
gotta watch
that,
the stream.
You know, if you think of banana, it's got a little bit of it. If you think of cherry, it's got a little bit of that. If you think of any citrusy, juicy type of thing, it kind of has all those flavors all mixed together. Teeny bit of coconut. It's good. This is my second can that I've had. The first one that I had, I don't know, about a month ago, I probably would have given it not a great score, and it might be because that maybe I had it a little cold and the flavors weren't coming through. But yeah, it's good. It's a nice little fizzer. I'd recommend it, and I'm going to give it just a sec here. For style, I'll give it, I don't know, let's say an 8 for style. And for personal enjoyment, I'll give it a 7.75. Let's say that.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
it's a nice one. It could be teeny bit thicker. The body is...
That's what she said.
It would be a good summer beer.
Jesus, Nick.
Nice and easy drinking. I don't know. Natter. I'm just rambling on here. Yeah. Have fun, boys.
Boys.
And le.
Ah, shit. All right. Now I gotta turn my screen share off, for fuck's sakes. How do I... The fuck? Oh, right. I'm being stupid here. Ignore me. All right. So yeah, that was. He said it was an 8 and 7.75, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go do the math, crunch the numbers, and come up with our final answer for tonight's episode. But anybody wants to shoot the shit or read the comments? Go
Yeah, I'll read the
Comments to read.
comments here.
I need more beer.
Right.
So we got Greg in the chat saying, "Hi, Jamie," and then
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Beer and a Bozo said, "Focus people." We've read that. Jamie says the beer I just listed is the beer from the Piss Up That Last Review night that Ash brought gold wax
so
cap.
That was it then.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Beer and Bozo said solidly. I guess in response to my review. We have Vera Gilbert in the chat. It's been a while since he's shown up, isn't it? I don't seem to recall he's been around in a little while.
Good old Glibber.
Oh, Glibbert. He says, I already had this beer, sucker.
Suckers.
It did have a nice hop burn at a day old. Oh, so you had it just super fresh. Beer and a Bozo says, Bone Shaker, always chunky. Used to be way more chunky, though, back before they started filtering the fuck out of it.
Yeah, back in the day, it was chunky. It was
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall ever having a chunky bone shaker myself.
Really?
It was super chunky probably before you could get a hold of it because it used to be brewery only for a long time.
Well, makes sense.
Chunky Bone Shaker is one of my sex moves. Then Greg says, let's all ejaculate blood on Jamie. That's
Jesus.
Because why not?
Wow.
another sex move.
Wow.
Raining on Your Parade says, sounds like a great beer. And then after hearing Nick's review, I always have 8 to 11% New England IPAs in the fridge. Oh, so he's just stocking up on these fucking things.
Jesus.
And then he asks the magic question, What's the beer for next week?
What's next week's beer? Beer.
Considering his avatar, I'm glad he doesn't have 9-11% New England IPA.
Oh my god, yeah. That would be a little on the nose, wouldn't it?
They asked the question and Nick never answered.
Well, yeah.
Does anybody know what next week?
Oh, we know what next week's beer is. It's just usually that we announce that after we do the ratings.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
then you better hurry up, then, professional, and
I'm
get this
almost-
shit on the road.
I am almost done. Jesus Christly, you have to be such judgmental.
What,
Math better.
Why don't you just use Excel or friggin' Google Sheets and it will do the numbers for you like
He's an IT guy. He doesn't know how to do that.
It's not in the fucking book that has all the answers that
IT
He's actually
guy.
just writing it down on MS Paint. He's actually just
Yeah,
drawing
yeah,
numbers
and then like a calculator, like
Mhm.
Scott, why don't you
He's
put in
doing
a
long
ticket?
division.
put in a fucking.
He's
Put
doing
in a
long
fucking
division and
ticket. All right,
multiplication
all right, all right. There's our ratings. Shut the fuck up. It works. And you know what? Jamie's rating of 7.75 brought it down sufficiently enough to make it not hit 8.
Good.
This is the
But
most-
really, if you round up and round down, it's an 8 and an 8.
Yeah, well, 8.1 and 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Oh well. We just have to live with that problem.
Wouldn't it be 8? Well, I guess, yeah, if you rounded it to the nearest, 8.5 and 7.9.
Yeah, usually I go like 8 point whatever.
05.
Why we just did it.
Before we announce
Not
next week's
8.5.
beer in a buzzer says I've got my wife leaving Sparkle Puff as a session beer. Works great.
Sparkle Bubble.
I wish I could get that again. That was a good beer.
It's kind of funny.
I can get you.
That beer's like that's the A&W of beers. It is so
Yes.
inconsistent with like how
It's like doesn't look great but tastes amazing kind of shit.
Well, no, just sometimes I get a can. It's like the flavor's good regardless of the chunk level, but you get a can sometimes with no chunks. You get a can sometimes. It's like
no, the chunks are in there. You just
Insane?
gotta swirl them
Big
up.
Mac of beers.
Trust me, they're there.
no, I've had some that aren't
They're
like I always swirl much
You
sparkle
just
puff around.
You didn't swirl hard.
I don't
There's
know.
some that just are really boozy, I find, and others that are not so much.
All right, so in our theme of doing several week-old beers, let's do what next week's beer is. And it's a beer, yeah, okay, we should have done it a while ago, and they probably are already about to release the next version of it. But we are going to do IPA number 16 next week from Collective Arts.
Yeah.
The latest in the series of numbered IPA beers from does it say project? No, but this particular one was brewed for International Women's Day. It's an elderflower and grapefruit IPA coming in
Again,
at 6.3.
right on point with the timing.
Yeah,
They've done 16 now. You think they would have got it right the first fucking time?
I'm just kind of curious. When did this come out? Was it February or March? This came out. When was International Women's Day? Was that?
I think it was last month. Actually, it might have been 2 months ago.
I think it was in February. But either way, it showed up here in New Brunswick, and I can get it. So now we're going to do it. So
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
can get some.
Do we do
Bada
some
bing,
beer?
I've had every single one of those except for number 1. Because going back to what Lee said there, like I don't know how number 1 was. I never had that one. I had every other one though.
I had 1 and 3, and then 5. Or I might have had 4. I'm not sure.
I've had most of them. I've missed one or two, but
I've missed a
Wrap
few
it up.
only because. Yeah, all right. Wrap it up. Like
We have a
next week, sandwich pairing.
we have a criticism from Eric Gilbert saying this shit is running as well as the LCBO IPA aging program.
he's not wrong. Like we're always like got IPAs that are 2 months old at least.
Well-oiled machine.
Because I'm limited to whatever people can send me and whatever beers are in my NB liquor store, which are generally
Nick, you can
same
drive
fucking
to
story as NB. You know, I was thinking about that tonight, like where it's fucking ridiculous that New Brunswick's got the same kind of problem going on with 3-4 month old IPAs, and they really shouldn't because they had a province that's like a quarter or less of the size of Ontario, way less than that, and yet they fuck it up with the like they're treating it like they can hold on to IPAs and shit for 4 months. Anyway, it's just like they don't know what the fuck they're doing sometimes.
I mean,
You
let's
guys
face
just need more beer drinkers.
it. New Brunswick is the most backwards province in all of Canada.
Canada's Alabama, except we don't hate the people we hate are. I'm not going there. All right, I think it's time to tune out. Everybody,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
please,
starting
yeah.
to feel this shit here, and I'm already moving up to my follow-up maintenance beer. So the Gahan.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
a hell.
blonde.
Waving.
Yay! All right, so
Cheers, everyone.
thanks for watching. Thanks everybody on the panel. Thanks for all the
Penis.
comments there. And
Chris Peters killed
Chris
those
Peters
women.
killed those women.
Dude,
And,
do not get vaccinated. They'll
and make
shit all over
sure
you.
make sure